Hello everyone and welcome back to WSO2 API Manager series version 4. So in previous tutorial we have seen how to make the changes of the host name using the certificates. We have created key stores and successfully we have got our own self-signed certificate in WSO2 API Manager. Also we have fixed some runtime issues as well, like callback URL doesn't matches, etc. Okay, and I hope you have got the value from that video too. So feel free to share your valuable comments and feedback and I'll get back to you. In this tutorial, we'll have hands-on lab exercise to change the super admin password. So let's start. So here is the quick agenda for this session. Changing the super admin password is the most common requirement and we must know the same for our different deployments. The default password of the super admin is admin and the default username is also admin. So admin is the username password. So now we are going to change the same for a different one. But there are two use cases. Like if we are going to start our server for the first time, we have to make changes in our deployment.toml file only. And if we are going to make the changes in the password at a later stage, like our server has started sometimes back and now we have decided to make the changes of the password. So this has to be done via different steps. Like we have to make the changes of the password using the management console or the developer portal and the deployment.toml file followed by a server restart. And now we are good to use the application using the super admin new credentials. Okay, so internally what WSO2 API manager does, so during the first time startup it picks up the credentials from the repository configuration. There is a file called user-mgt.xml and it writes to the respective primary user store. If it is a LDAP, or it could be an embedded S2 database, or it could be a RDBMS. Okay, so credentials are then stored in that particular user store. Next, it does the subsequent authentication from that particular user store, and for internal checks, it does from the file system too, like user-mgt.xml. So we have to make the changes at the both places. So there is an important note for the password policies, or if we are planning to do a password with a special character. Okay, so WSO2 API manager has a provision to use a special character in your password. So if you are using your password with a special character, you have to use this configuration in your deployment.toml file, that is a C data. And for throttling JMS, you have to use your encoded password. Okay, so let's begin the demo and see how this can be achieved. So let's start of changing the super admin password. So yeah, so since our API manager server is already running from a quite long, since I have created a lot of tutorials on this setup, so for me the scenario 2 would be applicable for changing the password. So let's start WSO2 API manager. So our let's check if our API manager is running. Yes, so our WSO2 API manager is already running. So let's open. So we are opening the management console. So as you can see, there was already a session. So we have logged in successfully. We navigate to list, then change my password. And here is the screen. With the help of that, we can change the super admin password. Okay. So what is the alternative way? So we'll navigate to the developer portal. So as you can see, we should log in with the default credentials, which is admin. So now we have logged in successfully. So what is the alternative way? So from this screen too, we can make the changes of the password as a first step. Okay, so let's change the password from the management console. So the password is admin. So now we'll use the password admin123. Change it. Okay, so now we have made the changes. So once we have made the changes, there could be some error, as we can see that is getting populated. Okay, so yeah, that's expected behavior. You can see the authentication exception because some authentication is still getting done by the file system, while the primary authentication is done from the user store. Okay, so if we go to the file, this file, so you can see we have admin. So the file which we have talked about, the user mgt.xml. So if we go conf, then we have a user mgt.xml. So if we open this file, so we can see this admin password is there. Okay, so now let's make the changes in this file, which is we have made the password as admin123, save it, and now we have to restart the server. So this time we will be using the management console itself to restart the server. We'll go to the shutdown restart and we'll go into a graceful restart. So once it is restarting, you can see in the terminal we are, the shutdown hook is triggered to shut down the server, and yes, so the server is being restarted, so it will be accessible after a few minutes or in a few minutes. So now it was stopped, now it's started again, and once it's restarted, we'll be able to see there is a change, the file will be changed, that user mgt.xml. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so user store task is done. So let's see user mgt.xml. You can see it has already changed. I have not made the changes, but the application has made the changes by picking up the configuration from deployment.toml file. Okay, so let's see once our server gets started successfully. Then we will be able to validate the same from the different portals. So please wait for a while. Okay, so our server has started now. Okay, press OK or just do a refresh. It should ideally it is, no, we don't have to log out, we'll do a sign out. Okay, now log in with the new credentials, admin123, login successful. Let's refresh this. Should ideally it should log out, because no, so it has obtained the token through the cookie. So let me log in with the new credential, which is admin. Oh, my bad, I used the older one. That means the password has changed. We'll use admin123. Yeah, so we are now able to log in with the new credential. Let me see, we are able to open the publisher portal. Okay, so it has picked up the identity federation to here as well. Okay, so this completes the demo of changing the super admin password with a scenario when we have already running API manager previously, and at the latest stage we have changed the password. So thank you very much. So thank you very much for your time, and stay tuned for my upcoming hands-on lab exercises on WSO2 API Manager version 4. You can refer to my blog links and Telegram channel for useful contents and the official WSO2 API Manager documentation as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates.